Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked where I climb the online VGC 20 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Today we're trying out a really fun team featuring Sneasel, G-Max Grimmsnarl, and a lot of other cool stuff like Self Aqua Jet from Primarina onto Mold Breaker Weakness Policy Excadrill, and regular Darmanitan. This team was built by a player called Evan Smoke, who is from Singapore, so thank you to Evan for building the team. He wrote a super awesome team report for this team as well, so if you're interested in learning more, check out all the links in the description below for Evan's Twitter, Evan's team report, and a paste for this team. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with this team, so without further ado, let's just jump into it. You might be wondering, why run Sneasel? Sneasel's a really interesting support-oriented Pokemon because it's faster than most Fake-Out users, but with Eviolite, you're actually decently bulky as well, and you're able to do some pretty good damage with Sneasel's partners, because what Sneasel does is basically enable them through Screech and Icy Wind. Because Sneasel is pretty fast, it outspeeds most of the format as well, and Icy Wind will often allow your fast Pokemon like your Darmanitan or your Grimmsnarl to just outspeed afterwards. So, very excited to give this team a try. There's so many different modes you can go with, so let's just jump into it. As always, if you guys enjoy Road to Ranked, please share your support by leaving a like in the video, and I'd really appreciate it. We're up against some Drifblim shenanigans to kick things off, which is definitely pretty scary, but I think this is actually a pretty solid game for Sneasel Grimmsnarl because I get to scout out the items immediately. Grimmsnarl could just max, and we could just go for something like Screech and G-Max Snooze into Drifblim. Like, Grimmsnarl offensively looks really good here, actually. So I like that. Who do I want in the back? I think Conkeldurr always scares me a fair amount, although we do have Triple Fairy here. Darmanitan does a lot of damage here, like a ton. I guess Sylveon is something I should be, trying to prepare against. Togekiss isn't that great here. This one doesn't have Dazzling Gleam, it only has Air Slash, so... and it doesn't have Yawn either. My opponent's team is relatively bulky. Primarina seems pretty solid. Like, it does cover the Arcanine and Conkeldurr in the back. And I'm thinking Darmanitan is the last one. This just... like, I'm a little bit hesitant against the Lapras matchup here, as this Joy-Con Drift is really taking over. But Excadrill's decent solely for Sylveon, I would say. It has to worry about getting intimidated from Arcanine. I have to worry about priority Mach Punch. Excadrill doesn't do that much to Lapras, whereas Lapras does a lot more in return. So I actually think this is a game we're going to want to center around Sneasel and Grimmsnarl. So we'll see how things go. As always, if you guys enjoy Road to Ranked, please share your support by leaving a like. And the question of the day is, I'm curious what your guys' top 5 movies of all time are. That was like a discussion that was trendy on Twitter a few days ago. So let me know in the comments below. It's going to be Lapras and Arcanine. So I'd say this isn't super ideal, mainly because we do get intimidated with Grimmsnarl immediately, but we'll be able to see what item the Lapras has, and ideally try to stall things out. Sneasel having inner focus is nice because we can't get intimidated, but not really super relevant here. It is nice in the sense that it means we can't get faked out. Expert Belt and Choice Scarf! What? Okay, that was, that's why you got, Frisk, man. Huh. Choice Scarf and Expert Belt. We're intimidated, which obviously is not ideal. I want to fake out the Arcanine. I could just Screech as well. I'm leaning towards fake out, Max, and snoozing. I guess the problem is how I deal with the Lapras, but it's not likely. Oh, it actually switches out too. Okay. That's a good turn for us then, I would say. Into Sylveon. Okay. Okay, no Dynamax from Arcanine. So, we won't do that much damage, but we might get the Yawn off here. Seeing Sylveon makes me think perhaps I really should have brought in the Excadrill, but it's not like the end of the world that it's out here right now. Especially because we are Assault Vest Grimmsnarl and we should outspeed it. But we won't do... we'll actually do a fair amount of damage if we hit a Snooze. Or sorry, a Screech against it. Choice Scarf and Expert Belt, though. That's crazy. Okay. So we'll get the Snooze off. Let's see if we get the Sleep chance. Still really good damage against Arcanine. No Sleep, unfortunately. Not that it's a guaranteed Sleep. There's only a chance. Yeah, we saw the Scarf, so even Icy Wind doesn't really help out here. I'd rather Screech into Sylveon then, and go for a Starfall. If it doesn't max, this might just KO. And I feel like you probably don't max, right? You'd rather Hyper Voice Flare Blitz. But if we miss, that could be problematic. Sylveon also could be bulky enough to survive this, which is the other part of the problem. But Arcanine switches out, so that's also good. Okay. Into Conkeldurr, that's very good. This Lapras late game might be a problem, though, but Sneasel will hit the Screech, which is huge. If we get the one-shot here, I feel very good about my position. Because Grimmsnarl can do work even outside of Dynamax. Or I should say Gmax. Alright, so Max Starfall comes out. Let's see if that's enough to KO Sylveon. Oh! Oh, we crit there. That actually probably mattered. Although I'm going to do that calc out of curiosity. I want to say it would have survived. But depends on how bulky the Sylveon is. Some Sylveons don't have a lot of bulk, but typically they do. Max. Actually, no. It would have KO'd. If it's just max HP minus or no defense, Starfall does 123%. So, yeah, that was actually more than fine. Not bad. Okay, we know it's Scarf Arcanine once again. Primarina's really good. Now, you probably want to max the Conkeldurr at this point. We're at -2, but I can pretty easily just go for another Screech. Icy Wind is compelling? No, I mean, we still get outsped. We would need 2 Icy Winds to really get anything off. So I'm leaning towards going for Screech here onto the Conkeldurr. And I think I actually want to just Starfall here into the Conkeldurr as well. I want damage onto that thing, because that's what scares me the most. And no max. Okay, Conkeldurr just protects, which makes sense. So the main downside of this game is that my opponent will have the advantage in terms of Dynamax, as they actually opt for Heat Wave, revealing that they're special. Interesting. That's kind of a big deal, because now you've locked yourself into Heat Wave. So what I could do is switch out. Like, I want to switch out Grimmsnarl as well, though, because Grimmsnarl is actually still packing a punch here after I reset the Intimidates. Like, offensive Grimmsnarl just hits for so much damage. So I think you probably go for... I mean, Arcanine's probably just going to Heat Wave again. You probably want to max and, like, max Knuckle something. I guess I'm content giving up Sneasel so that I get Grimmsnarl back in, right? So what I can do here, for example, is just go for an Ice Shard, just for a little bit of chip damage on the Conkeldurr, switch the Grimmsnarl out into Primarina. And then, as you KO me, I get my Grimmsnarl back in. And now the question is, do you max Lapras, or do you max Conkeldurr? Let's see. Oh, Conkeldurr actually swaps out. So that actually makes sense, I think. Yeah, because now you can max the Conkeldurr. But I think that's alright with me. Expert Belt Lapras actually does scare me, though, because it's probably going to have max Lightning. Heat Wave does double connect, okay. But we do have Power Whip. The other question is whether you're Shell Armor or Water Absorb right now on the... I think I'd rather bring out Darmanitan here first. Yeah, mainly because my opponent hasn't maxed yet, so what I can do here is a relatively safe Superpower. Now, presumably, Arcanine wants to switch out right now. But what I want to do is Superpower into the Lapras. And... see, the thing with Lapras is that Shell Armor is just like a better ability for right now, but it's probably Water Absorb still. So I'm going to Superpower Dazzling Gleam, reading the Arcanine to switch out. I guess it's fine if you stay in here, because then you're in Aqua Jet KO range. But the reason why I'm Superpowering is because I need to do as much damage to Lapras as possible before Dynamax or Gmax. So we have AV Grimmsnarl on the back with Power Whip, which is another way to hit the Lapras, but... okay, yep, Arcanine switches out, good. That's what we wanted to see. Conkeldurr comes in, so that's going to be eating up a big Hyper Voice. And Lapras does max, which isn't surprising either. So let's see. The thing is, if you want to get a KO this turn, you have to Geyser us. And if you Geyser us, then you can't go for screens. And then we outspeed the following turn with Grimmsnarl. But I'm not sure Superpower plus Hyper Voice plus Power Whip plus another Hyper Voice is enough to KO. So let's see how much Life Orb Superpower does. That's really good damage, actually. That's more than I expected. And we know it's not weakness policy, which is good. Okay, not bad. Fortunately, we're slower with Prim, so that's important to note. But I think that trade-off is fine with me. Yeah. Sets up the rain. I wonder if Aqua Jet actually KOs Arcanine from that range link, because it is a Scarf. Scarf special is really interesting. I wonder what the rest of the moves are. Okay, not bad. Yeah. So I still have the Citrus here on the Prim. I'm worried about Max Lightning, though. Grim should outspeed the Lapras. Flame Orb. Okay. But, yeah, Misty Terrain negates that. I have Power Whip, so I definitely want to Power Whip the Lapras, because I don't have a great way to do damage to it otherwise. You might Mach Punch Grimmsnarl. Or just Protect. I think Dazzling Gleaming here is fine. Oh, unless Max Lightning KOs us, actually. The save play might be to Power Whip and Protect Primarina. But I'm worried about Geyser Drain Punch into Grimmsnarl. I do think that's relatively unlikely, and I think you probably do have Max Lightning here, though. Question is whether it KOs Primarina. That's close. I'm going to opt for the Protect, because I know I have the Assault Vest on the Conkeldurr. If Conkeldurr protects here, that's the best case scenario. Conkeldurr Protect, Max Lightning into Prim. Oh no, did he double up on a Grim? Oh, Power Whip was so close to KOing. Oh, it's G-Max Resonance. Okay, we're fine then. This doesn't KO us, I don't think. Whew. That was close, but I think Primarina wins this now. So my opponent made the Prim read, which is really good. If I dazzled there, I just win. Okay. Flame Orb activates, but now I can just Sucker Punch. And Dazzling Gleam. Actually, Aqua Jet might just be better. Yeah, because it gives us the chance to KO Conkeldurr before it can Mach Punch. I don't think it does with screens being up, but we'll see. Okay, yeah, he doesn't protect Lapras. Nice. Oh, let's go. Yeah, so Grimmsnarl Sneasel is actually really, really good for us in this game. Oh, this could be problematic actually if you have Thunder Punch. But he Mach Punched. I actually don't like my Aqua Jet there. I think Dazzling's always better. Like, I was like, oh, if Aqua Jet crits, maybe we can pull something off, but that's like kind of pointless, I think. Because if you have Thunder Punch there, actually, you can Thunder Punch me and just KO me and I lose. So that was actually almost a throw. I should have Dazzled there instead. But now what I do... He probably has Wild Charge, right? So I have to survive a Wild Charge, actually. That's the question. But I Protect here. I'm pretty sure I survived Scarf Wild Charge. I would be surprised if it one-shot me. But it also had Heat Waves. So I don't even know if it has it. Either way, I Protect here to stall out Conkeldurr. Let it faint. What? Oh, wow. Okay, I guess that makes sense, but why? I have Bite Arcanine. That's got to be the first time I've seen that. Like, ever. Scarf, Bite, Heat Wave. What? That was my opponent's win con, though, I guess, if you didn't have Wild Charge. But seeing a Scarf Arcanine without Wild Charge is interesting, because I'm very curious what the rest of your moves are. Scarf Heat Wave is also interesting, but Bite. Can you even activate Weakness Policy on that team with the Bite? Huh. Either way, though, yeah, there's no reason to have Aqua Jet there. Like, screens being up means that Aqua Jet's never KOing the Conkeldurr, so it's better just to click Dazzling Gleam. And the risk versus reward actually wasn't worth it at all there, because had my opponent Poison Jab the Prim, we might have actually fainted, so... I'm, like, content with how I played, but you can see how, like, one small move can literally, like, make or break a game. It didn't end up mattering, but it honestly should have, I think. So I misplayed that super heavily, and I got kind of bailed out. Yeah, the Aqua Jet there was because I felt like my opponent needed to target Grimmsnarl, but Grimmsnarl did its job at that point, and Primarina theoretically should have won against my opponent's Arcanine 1v1. Especially because I'm actually going to do the calc out of curiosity here, because I don't know how much Wild Charge does. But given that we had seen the Heat Wave, I didn't think it was going to KO, because you're probably more specially invested. But if you are, like, max attack, Wild Charge, yeah, we survived that. So all I needed to do was click Dazzling Gleam. Aqua Jetting could have thrown the game away from me. So always make sure you have good reasoning for each of your plays, because in that one, I didn't have great reasoning. And I kind of forgot about the G-Max Resonance as well, so I was like, oh, maybe Aqua Jet just KOs, but Resonance being up means that I should always Dazzling Gleam. We're up against one heck of a team for this next one. Dracozolt, there's a Rillaboom, there's a lot. I mean, there's so many crazy things. I think I can't go with Grimmsnarl as easily because of the Excadrill route. And honestly, we got to show off Grimmsnarl and what it does in that first game, so I think we go the Excadrill route in this game. Honestly, regular Sneasel is still not bad here. Like, Because the thing with Sneasel here is that I get Icy Wind pressure, and I'm faster than my opponent's Fake Out users. So what I could do is go Sneasel Excadrill, which I kind of like. And in the back, what do I want? I think Prim is solid. Actually, the more I look at it, the more I don't know about that. Prim is good for Excadrill and Incin. It's kind of bad otherwise. But I can self-Aqua Jet myself. Like, what I could really do here is if I get a single Icy Wind up against Excadrill on my opponent's team, my Excadrill can kind of just sweep through. I guess Darmanitan is just so good offensively here that it's worth considering. Togekiss isn't bad. I'm actually going to bring Togekiss, yeah. Mainly because I have Air Slash for Rillaboom, and I have Follow Me. And I think Excadrill is probably the Pokemon we're going to want to play around in this game. A little bit tough, though. Like, I wish that we had maybe some more speed control so that Darmanitan could really thrive in this game, but we don't. Let's see. Instant Rillaboom. Okay, that's not bad. What do I want to do here? Probably want to swap Excadrill out and Fake Out Incin. I wish I had Sword Stance here. If I did, it'd be a very nice free Sword Stance. Like, I want to bring out Togekiss, I think, here. Mainly to just reset that Intimidate, because I think it's too important to stay around right now. So, pretty safe play to go for Fake Out onto the Incin, switch out Excadrill, and go out, I think, into the Togekiss. Could even go out into Darmanitan, actually. And that does not seem too bad. But I think Togekiss might be a little bit better to start off, because we want to weaken things, and then maybe sweep with Darmanitan later on. Still don't know who I want to Dynamax. It's probably going to be Excadrill, but I'm not 100% committed to that yet. They could Max here. That could be bad. But they don't. Okay. I mean, both of these want to Fake Out, honestly, a lot of times in this position. Yep. Rillaboom fakes out. Togekiss. Might have just been a Flare Blitz from Incin, but that's fine by me. Okay. So, my opponent doesn't have switch-ins into Icy Wind, right? So, Icy Wind here is pretty safe. And then the question is, what does Togekiss want to do? Follow Me redirects attacks away from Incineroar, but I'm also content just, I think, maybe Air Slashing here. Because that's a lot of damage onto Rillaboom if he stays in. Pretty good chance to flinch as well. If you switch out, well, whatever's coming in is taking a speed decrease immediately. And if Incineroar Flare Blitzes, it takes a considerable amount from the recoil damage, enough to potentially be in just KO range from a regular attack from Darmanitan or Excadrill. So let's see. Okay, Rillaboom switches out. That's fine. That's not really a threat to me, especially because I have... And Weezing comes in. Okay. That's fine, I think. Right now, my opponent still looks rather Excadrill weak. Wait. Is that Scarf Incineroar? It has to be, right? How else are you outspeeding my Sneasel? Okay. I'm assuming Excadrill if you have it? Ooh, Rillaboom comes back in. Okay, huh. That was interesting. I'll get my Icy Wind off. I mean, it has to be Scarf, right? What? What else would make sense? How else do you outspeed, like, Speedy, Togekiss, and Sneasel? Trying to think if I missed something turn 1, but I don't think so, right? We just faked out. It's... Okay. Black Sludge. It's fine. It's kind of a slow, drawn-out game right now, but I don't mind that for the most part. Scarf Incineroar, though. First Scarf Arcanine, and then Scarf Incineroar. What is happening today? You probably Fake Out into Sneasel and, like, Poison into Togekiss, right? This is, like, slightly risky, but I don't think it's that risky. I'm just going to double switch here, honestly. Because I'm not doing any damage right now anyway. Weezing's healing back up, but if I bring in both of these Pokemon, like Darmanitan, I have a pretty safe Flare Blitz into Rillaboom, High Horsepower into the Weezing. Scarf. The Scarf Incin means I actually have to be careful, though, because could just get a huge Flare Blitz off against my Excadrills. Weezing actually swaps back out, maybe into Incin again? Okay, Smallbreaker's relevant again. Oh my goodness, this is a crazy game. I meant to play 3 games today, but at this rate, it looks like we're only gonna have 2. I mean, I'm slowly chipping away at my opponent, so I guess I'm fine with this. No way. Did it? Okay, I thought it... That's fine. Yeah, because Flare Blitz still wrecks the Rillaboom slot right now. So I think I Flare Blitz into the slot. I honestly might pull the trigger and Dynamax Excadrill here, but I also don't mind being a little bit more patient. That being said, my opponent does not have a switch into ground at all. And I have weakness policy, so if you Flare Blitz into Excadrill and attack us, you would activate our policy, and I would get Quake off. So yeah, I think I'm actually going to pull the trigger here. Things have been pretty slow right now. Rillaboom switches out, but that's fine. Oh, this actually could be really smart if... But my opponent has Dracozolt in the back instead of Excadrill, which means our Excadrill is a very good matchup right now, as well as our Darmanitan, honestly. And if my opponent's Flare Blitzing here, you activate my weakness policy, and I think my Excadrill just sweeps through. So, the thing I was most afraid of, which was my opponent's Excadrill, actually did not make an appearance, which was interesting. But, yeah, I think Excadrill was the Pokemon to Dynamax in this match. Yeah, he's going to Flare Blitz. Nice, okay. Scarf Arcanine and then Scarf Ensign. Very interesting. And it takes 50% from recoil, basically. But we're at +1 attack now. We've Dynamaxed, and no more Intimidate from my opponent, which is also good. You have to Dracozolt, I think. You have to Dynamax Dracozolt, but the interesting thing is by bringing in your old Weezing, you cancel out Hustle, right? So... Curious how the Weezing really fits in here, honestly. But I think right now our Excadrill's in a prime position to sweep. Oh my goodness, that still did like 50%. Even with Intimidate and Resistance. That is Darmanitan. Yeah, I think one really clever play my opponent could have made was going for a Parting Shot into Incineroar, so then you get a Rillaboom to switch into Max Quake. That would have been really cool, actually. We know he's got Drain Punch on Rillaboom. Probably Fake Out, but what's stopping me from just Flare Blitzing Rillaboom and Max Quaking Dracozolt? That seems pretty safe. You could Max or Protect Dracozolt, but no, you're just gonna Fake Out. Okay, we should outspeed, right? Yeah, you can't have Scarf because we knew the Scarf was on Instant. Yeah, maybe we will get to play 3 games today. Okay, not bad. Yeah, I mean, this game really felt like how I positioned my Excadrill. Grimmsnarl actually would have been really good, but I couldn't risk it with Excadrill and Team Preview and Best of 1, I think. And I say really good, but not really, because it can still get just Parting Shot and Intimidate it. Like, if you lead Instant, which is what my opponent did, and Parting Shot into my Grimmsnarl and I Dynamax, like, I kind of waste my max, basically. So it actually wouldn't have been that great as Weezing comes back in. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think you had to switch in Rillaboom instead of Weezing, but what does my opponent even do? I do have to be careful, though. This game is still far from over. That being said, I'd rather double up on Rillaboom here with the Steel Spike. Ooh, let's actually be careful, because... Like, what I'm worried about right now is I think you probably Max Guard. I don't think Weezing can KO me, honestly, so yeah, I'd rather double up onto Rillaboom with a Steel Spike and Flare Blitz. I doubt it has Protect, too. And I think that's the one that wants the Dynamax here as you guard into... Oh, I guess, like, against Weezing, though, maybe... No, I'm not sure if Quake is KOing through Protect. But... Yeah, I think this double up should just KO Rillaboom. Although, maybe we faint from Flare Blitz recoil? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, right into that. Nice. So I think that should be game. With Steel Spike, we should survive an attack, too. With the defense boost, I would think. That's actually really defensive, though. Never mind. I don't think Flare Blitz KOs this thing. Rillaboom is very defensively tanky there. Jeez. Flare Blitz almost picks up the KO. Not bad, though. I'll take it. And we actually survived from recoil, which is a really big deal. Although, we faint from Life Orb anyway. Never mind. You probably Overgrowth, right? Oh, Max Strike. Huh. That's interesting. You lowered my speed through that, yeah. But now I can just bring out Togekiss, right? And go for Heat Wave. Like, Togekiss should outspeed these guys. Yeah. So I have to be careful because my Togekiss and Sneasel don't have very much offense, and they actually lose to Weezing 2v1 potentially. So I need to protect Excadrill. But I think we should still just be faster, so I'm leaning towards just Heat Wave here. Air Slash is a little safer, I guess. It's 5% more accurate. Yeah, I think Air Slash and Protect here is safe. And if we hit, we just switch out the Excadrill out and then back in. So let's see. I'm gonna protect. Yeah, nice. And that KOs. Perfect. So that should be game. That was a very interesting game. But what are the odds we run into Dynamax Arcanine and then Dynamax Incineroar back-to-back games today? Sludge Bomb comes out. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't actually do very much damage there either. We can still lose off a miss from Excadrill, I guess. And Serene Grace right now is cancelled out, but I think it's safe to just Air Slash here, switch out the Excadrill into Sneasel. Unless you don't have a way to hit Excadrill, which also could be the case. Flinch here would probably just seal it up for me too. This is scary that 3v1 we could still lose to a Weezing. Although that thing should be in KO range now. He actually goes for Strange Steam onto the Sneasel switch in, but you can see the usefulness of Eviolite. Okay, the fact that it went for Strange Steam meant that my opponent's win con's Confusion onto Excadrill, which makes sense. You go for a miss and then a Confusion. I'm gonna Air Slash. Yeah, it's better to not throw a Pokemon out right now. Like, you probably protect the Weezing here, but what I don't want is to switch Sneasel out and get KO'd by something. I'm just waiting for the free switching into Excadrill, so kind of drawing things out right now, but I can understand when my opponent's playing that way. I could also follow me switch out into Excadrill this following turn, but without Swords Dance, like, I don't know. I want to put that in Iron Head KO range, so I don't have to risk missing a high horsepower. Like, that's what I'm trying to set myself up for right now. So I'm going to Air Slash, and Screech is actually the best, because if we hit the Screech, then Iron Head KOs Weezing. So let's see if Sneasel attacks through Confusion. Nice, but we miss. Okay. Air Slash connects, though. Nice. That's the more important one. And we flinch. Nice. Yeah, my opponent's drawing it out, but I think it wasn't like a 100% win con, but it was a very high probability win as long as we don't throw away Excadrill for no reason. So that's pretty much what I'm going for. But you're my opponent, you probably just go for another Protect, keep healing. Yeah, but like, the ball is definitely in our court right now. But I think I'm going to play 3 games. I did miss out on uploads the last 2 days, so I do apologize for that. But to make it up for you guys, get some more quality matches in today. Okay, just going to Protect again, but that's fine. I mean, that's the right way they should be playing. It's just kind of annoying because I really don't think they have an out here. But I guess they're hoping for me to maybe throw, which if you think you have a chance of winning, you don't give it up, even if that includes on your opponent messing up. I mean, we could miss Air Slash and then keep getting confused and then not KO Weezing, but that almost just KOs outright, yeah. Okay, he's going to Sludge Bomb into Togekiss, that KOs us, but finally we get Excadrill, and then now we don't even have to risk high horsepower, so that's exactly why I switched it out. Weezing does get access to Flamethrower, I believe, as well, so I didn't want to risk eating up a super effective attack. But now we just outspeed and we Iron Head for a guaranteed KO. So you just have to make sure you manage your endgames well, because I didn't do that well in Game 1. Like, I saw the win, but I didn't play how I was supposed to and gave my opponent a potential shot to actually win that one, which is very scary. But I guess you go for another Protect. Oh, he doesn't bother this time. Okay. I wonder if Icy Wind just KOs this. No, I don't think so, based off how little Air Slash was doing. Yeah, hangs on. Close, though. Very close. And Iron Head picks up the KO. Alright, not bad. Sneasel has honestly put in a lot of work today, and we actually really needed it in this game for Icy Wind pressure. That being said, it wasn't as relevant, I guess, because my opponent didn't bring Excadrill, which I'm actually really surprised by. But maybe my opponent was just uncomfortable bringing Excadrill against an opposing Excadrill, which would make some sense. Either way, that was a fun one, and yeah, not much more to say about that. I think the main thing is that our Excadrill, once its weakness policy was activated, was in a phenomenal spot. I actually think it would have been worthwhile once my opponent brought in Rillaboom next to Dracozolt to actually just have maxed Rillaboom immediately. And I guess I actually, looking back, didn't really think hard about my opponent doing that. I think that would have worked out better for them, because you put on more early pressure immediately. But yeah, like I said, missed out on uploads the last couple of days, so I'm going to do a 3rd game. And we're up against Colossal. Colossal is tricky. But what we can do is, as you'll see, my opponent has no... I mean, you could have Surf on Primarina, but you would do so much to Colossal. So what I could do is actually lead Togekiss Excadrill, because I've got Follow Me, and that just redirects your Aqua Jet immediately. I max Excadrill and just Quake in. The alternative is actually just thinking of leading Grimmsnarl and Sneasel, but that's actually not bad against my opponent's team. There's Fairy, a fair amount of Fairy. But I think I want to bring Grimmsnarl. Like, regular offensive Grimmsnarl is honestly really good here anyway. So Togekiss, Excadrill, Grimmsnarl. And we might not necessarily Dynamax Excadrill turn 1 based on my opponent's leads. I actually don't mind Sneasel here either. Yeah, because it's faster than everything on my opponent's team, so it gets Icy Winds off. Now, the one thing I have to worry about with Sneasel is the Weavile. But actually, the cool thing about Sneasel and Grimmsnarl is that you can't quash either Pokemon because they're Dark type, or any priority attack. So, like, normally what could be scary is Icy Wind is negated because Sableye, of course, gets access to Quash. It can use that to delay my attacks, but in this case, because I have Sneasel and Grimmsnarl in the back, if Sableye comes out in the late game, can't necessarily do anything to us, actually, so it renders it relatively useless. But you always, against Colossal teams, I feel like you kind of have to lead for the potential Colossal lead. But it's Whimsicott, Dracovish. Okay. Wow, Sneasel and Grimmsnarl would have absolutely dunked on this. So I'm kind of sad about that, but it is what it is. This is actually pretty bad. Because I think you just Tailwind and Vicious Rend into Togekiss. That being said, I get around the Vicious Rend by going for a Follow Me. Yeah, I guess we always Follow Me here with Togekiss. No reason to do anything otherwise. I might have to Dynamax Excadrill here, as much as I don't want to. The rest of my opponent's team is pretty specially oriented too, so yeah, I think I'm going to Follow Me, Max, and Quake into Dracovish. The reason being is because once I go for Follow Me, Vicious Rend doesn't do the double amount of damage, so it shouldn't KO the Togekiss. Whimsicott probably wants a Tailwind. I guess the problem is if you put my Togekiss in Moonblast KO range, even at +1 Spadef. That could be a problem, actually, now that I think about it, because I don't have a Focus Sash on Excadrill. But I do have Sneasel for Fake Out, actually, which helps out against this Dracovish. Okay, so we're going to go for Follow Me. Let's see. Yep, Tailwind. Because if I want Sneasel Grimmsnarl, I would just Fake Out and Max Fairy turn 1. And there's Ren. Yep, let's see how much this does. It's very close as to whether I can survive a Moonblast. It's very close. I'm actually going to do that calc out of curiosity. Because if not, then I have to play clever here. If we can, though, we're honestly not in a bad spot. I mean, they should have max special attack, and we're at +1 Spadef. This Moonblast does 34 to 42. So it's in our favor. It's very much in our favor. Yeah. You have to get the highest roll possible here to knock us out. So I'm just going to Follow Me and go for another Quake. I was thinking about Rockfall, but I don't think that KOs Dracovish. If my opponent gets the highest roll possible, though, I think we faint. But because of that Quake boost, we should survive. Oh, he has Dazzling Gleam. That's even better. Okay. Then, yeah, we don't even have to worry about that. I should have just went with my gut and went with Sneasel and Grimmsnarl, though, honestly. But they're still good in the back here. Yeah, the main reason I didn't feel comfortable with Sneasel Grimmsnarl was because of Primarina Colossal. That just gives us so much trouble immediately. Although, I guess we could Fake Out Primarina now that I think about it. Instead of like the common Drag Bolt setup. So actually Sneasel Grimmsnarl would have been totally fine in this game too, I think. My opponent hasn't maxed yet, but I like bringing out Sneasel here because I can Fake Out the Whimsicott, which prevents Fake Tears. I guess Colossal in the back. Now the question is whether you're physical or special. If you're physical, you just KO my Excadrill, I think. Yeah. But if you're special, we survive a Flare and then we KO you in return. I'm honestly not sure Colossal outspeeds us even in Tailwind right now. It depends on its speed investment. I'm going to Fake Out. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Fake Out the Whimsicott and just go for a third Max Quake into Colossal. How many turns of Tailwind are there's still 3, right? Yeah. Or there's only 2. But I don't want to KO Whimsicott, give a free switch in into the potential Primarina in the back. So I'm just going to Fake Out Whimsicott Max Quake Colossal, I think. What you could do is, yeah, I mean, the big question is whether you're physical or special, because we're at +2 special defense right now from the Quakes. So we'll survive a Flare if you go for that, and then we get the Weakness Policy attack off in return. But if you are physical, you might just one-shot Excadrill. Although, even physical, I'm not sure KOs. I think my opponent's max guarding here. Whim protected? Oh, is it a double protect? That would make sense. Yeah, that's actually a very safe play for my opponent, and I think that's a very good play. Because you stall out my Dynamax that way. I didn't really have a way around that either. So, yeah, that was super smart. Okay. And now our Colossal in-game is not very good, right? The Dazzling Gleam also broke potential Sash. Not that that's super relevant. One turn of Tailwind left. So the big question is, are you like max speed, Colossal? Even if so, do you outspeed me? No, I don't think so, right? So given that, I think we could make a really sick Screech play here. If we hit it, I think we just win. Screech high horsepower. Yeah. Unless the Colossal is, like, timid max speed. I don't know if that's even enough to outspeed me. Yep, Sneasel hangs on. Excadrill hangs on. Crits, that's fine. Ah, that's the downside of Screech, though. Yeah, we had that if we hit it, but live and die by the Screech. That was the position where we needed to go for that play, though. I think we absolutely needed to go for it. So that's a little unfortunate. Yeah, that's Excadrill fancy. I was like, terrible turn. We get crit and we miss the Screech, but there wasn't a better play there. And of course, Screech is 85%, high horsepower is 95%. The odds are still in our favor there, but yeah. Is this doable? We do have Grimmsnarl. No, but the fact is that we got crit by the Dazzling Gleam too. If we didn't get crit, actually, maybe there was a shot, because then we could survive another attack and then go for damage. Yeah, it is Pixie Plate. Yeah, that makes sense. Where's the Sash on that team? Gengar? Ah, that's so unfortunate. Yeah, I had the play, but that's the downside of Screech, so that's why you don't want to get too reliant on it. That Dazzling Gleam crit sucks too. Okay, I can hope for my opponent to mess up though, and not Dazzling Gleam. What's my strongest attack against Grimmsnarl? Or against Colossal? Power Whip? Yeah, hope you don't Tailwind. We don't survive Dazzling Gleam anyway, though, with Sneasel after that crit. Unless you didn't... wait, did Colossal attack here? Okay. There is a chance, but I don't think Power Whip even KOs here. Yeah. That was my only win con, so I had to go for it. I can't get too frustrated, though. That is, at the end of the day, the downside of Sneasel. But I actually think Sneasel Grimmsnarl could have worked out. The problem with Sneasel Grimmsnarl in this game is I don't like Grimmsnarl's matchup against Colossal, so that's why I felt the pressure to Dynamax Excadrill. And yeah, Excadrill outspeeding Grim made it really good here, even in Tailwind. But alas, we missed Screech. I do want to see what my opponent's last Pokemon is, though, because I felt like if I KO'd the Colossal there, I would have just won the game, given what I had. I guess I'll just Sucker Punch. I mean, at this point, we've obviously lost, but I do want to see what my opponent's last Pokemon was. He's going to Tailwind. Okay. That makes sense. But it will allow me to see the last one. Because if we hit the Screech and high horsepower combo, Tailwind also ended that turn, so then you'd have Whimsicott against near max HP, Excadrill, a Sneasel at around 35%, and a full HP Grimmsnarl in the back. My opponent's last one was Primarina, so it still actually would have been a little tricky, I guess, but it wouldn't have been impossible. Although Primarina might have just swept me in the end anyway. Yeah. Because I did have great Primarina answers in this late game once I lost my Excadrill. That's where the advantage of Dynamax and Grimmsnarl actually does come in handy. But double Dazzling will do it. And yeah, the fact it was Pixie Plate made things a little bit harder, and it was a crit and a miss, but I think... I mean, if we KO there, you bring in Primarina, and then you probably, just go for Tailwind, Hyper Voice. And I think I'd probably get swept by Primarina at that point anyway. So, yeah, I think my opponent actually had the end game regardless. So, it actually kind of came down to the leads, because the Dracovish put on way too much pressure. Like, I just wasn't expecting Whimsicott Dracovish early on, as it was physical, actually. Huh. Throat Spray Prim. Okay, yeah. Oh, it was Banded Dracovish, actually. I wasn't sure from that Vicious Rain damage. And Tailwind Encore with Pixie Plate, Focus Sash on the Gengar, which was a Trick Room Imprison set. Very interesting. And Quash. So I think against this, if I were to replay it, perhaps I would lead. If my opponent, like, given what my opponent led, Grimmsnarl plus Sneasel would have been super sick. Because what we could have done is just fake out into the Whimsicott turn 1 and Max, and then go for G-Max Fairy into the Dracovish. But the problem is that I kind of need to conserve my Dynamax for the Colossal as well. So the fact that my opponent didn't lead with it was actually very smart, because I was hoping with my lead to put on early pressure against it. But instead, my opponent stalled out my Dynamax and then put on a lot of work with the Colossal. So I think I would have needed a better game plan into it, because this matchup was like a little bit iffy. But it was a really fun game regardless. And yeah, Sneasel Grimmsnarl were really good today. Wish could have showed it off a little bit more, but I think we had some really fun games overall. So yeah, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you guys enjoyed, please share support by leaving a like. And yeah, go check out the team, Evan, linked in the description below as well. And I'll see you guys soon. All right, peace.